What is up, everybody? Welcome back here to another Infinite Galaxy content. My intergalactic friends, my name is Shinchi42. In today's video, it is going to be the Galaxy Star event, and I'm going to show you how I am going to be boosting up on my power using blueprints and other upgrade materials. So, in the Galaxy Star event, typically players will be upgrading their buildings, will be upgrading their research, making a lot of fleets, a lot of warships. But with this new Galaxy Star event, it's totally different and it's nice because anything that can gain power, you can benefit on it. So right now, I am investing into the flagships. As you can see, we are upgrading the flagships in here. As you can see, I've worked onto my Hades. And next thing, we're going to work onto the Odysseus in here. So my main setup is actually the Hades and Odysseus setup, and this is mainly running with destroyers. Now, in here, guys, I've been hoarding. The key word in this video is hoarding. In my opinion, in games like this, you must learn how to control yourself. Do not use your items automatically as you get them. Some of the boxes, I would hold off and hoard them. I won't open them up because I'll have the tendency to use them. So setting aside everything and then using them on events, as you can see here. Look at this. This Cyclops. I've got 1,000 Cyclops blueprint. Recently, I did a video about opening the Cyclops chest. And now, I am going to be using it because when we boost our power, when we rank up the flagship, we are then getting huge amount of points for the Galaxy Star event. Now, one of the reasons why I am doing this is because I need to improve on some of the events. So by able to rank up Cyclops, by able to rank up some of my other flagship, especially the Hades, I can perform better in the Lost Star Cluster. In Lost Star Cluster event, we need about 4 flagships to help out and boost the leadership capacity. By ranking up your flagship, you're going to increase your leadership capacity as well. Now, really the main objective why we pushed like Hades and Odysseus a little bit there earlier, and throughout this Galaxy Summit, I actually focused on trying to push Hades into getting it maxed out. I did kind of over-purchase stuff for this month, but it's within my budget. I want to give you guys tip here. I've been playing mobile games like this for about 3-4 years now. I play another game, and I also spend money there. So learning how to budget yourself, pace out. Maybe there's a month where you don't spend a whole lot, and then there's months where you're going to be spending a lot. So within your budget, make sure that when you guys are spending money in the games like this, with an honest opinion, learn how to spend within your means. If you spend outside your means, and you're gonna have some financial issue in your real life, and you don't want that. Having financial issue in real life will have a negative impact into your gaming, and you don't want to overspend. So that's my tips for you guys. Spend money into the game as you guys enjoy it, and imagine this or think about this in a sense that when you are spending money into the game, you are getting some benefit out of it. And the second thing is that you are then supporting the game to develop further for more contents and for more game updates. So just think about it in that way. When you spend money, you are paying the developers so that they can continuously improve. So as you can see, I'm trying to rank up in here, try to get my points, and I'm just basically trying to explain here to you guys what hoarding these items could really do to you to really improve on your Galaxy Star ranking, right? Throughout this Galaxy Star, I did not push as much ships as I needed to. By the end of the Galaxy Star, I'm really close to the first. I could take the first. I have about 460,000 corium today. I don't really need to push it. It's only 100 blueprints. In the first place, already work hard for it as well. So, and the first place, she's a very nice person. So, taking over that, trying to fight over that is just gonna go, really, really bad as well. So I don't mind taking the second place and that over pushing it sometimes cannot be that good within the nebula as well. So right now I'm looking at trying to purchase more Hades, because my goal, my intention for this Galaxy Summit is really to push my ships to become better so that I can perform better on other events like Lost Star Cluster, and especially on the Galaxy Summit. We have been a lot more focused in the Galaxy Summit in here. Now, you might be saying that, the only reason why you can push up in here, you can rank up, is because you're a spender. And I'm not going to lie to you, because yes, spending plays a major role, and that's why you can rank up, right? The number one rank up right there is a big spender as well, Tanamu. And really, in these type of games, these type of events as well, you kind of need to know where your place and positions are. We know that games like this does have microtransactions that allows you to purchase, to take advantage of it, right? Take advantage of the game. Put yourself ahead of everybody. But there's a reason for it, right? This is a mobile game. Microtransactions are a thing now. And really, it's about time and conversion to money. And I've mentioned this in my other videos as well, not in this game. But players that spends money into the game typically do not have a lot of time to grind the game. And therefore, they are working or running a business or whatever it is outside of life. And then they come into this game as an escape, and they spend money because they do not have the time to grind for the other events. So that's the benefit of focusing outside of life and coming into the game and playing it. But of course, it's always still a challenge. And if you want to reduce some of your purchases, right, you can run a farm accounts with, we've mentioned this previously as well. That will help you to upgrade your buildings and other stuff as well. But there are other things that purchasing can get you and grinding cannot get you, with, in this case, trying to get faster flagship blueprints with specific flagships. Now, if you are free to play, low spender, try not to compare yourself into the big spenders. In my honest opinion, and some people might not like what I'm going to say, honestly, if you're a low spender free to play, you kind of have to position yourself to where, like, understand that when there are players who spends a lot of money into the game, it's going to be really hard to really compete against them. And you shouldn't dislike these players just because they're winning the events, right? The players that are spending money into the game, they are going to be your best buds, because when it comes to war, who will have more ships? Who will have more resources? Who will have more corium? Who will have more speed ups? It's going to be those who spend money into the game, and they will be the one to have a much longer fighting capability compared to the free to play. And there's nothing wrong with it. This is why free to play and pay to wins need to coexist, because that's how it's always worked in mobile games like this. Now, if you're a free to play and low spender, you need to understand where your position will be, depending on how big the spenders are in your nebula. Some might be having some super big spender. Some might have just a moderate spender into their nebula. But as a free-to-play to low spender, you must understand that not every time you can get into the top place. So right now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to be opening up all these items in here. As you can see, I'm hoarding. As you know, as a free-to-play, right, if you can rank in the top 10, that's great, right? Your progress will always be slower than the player who are going to spend more money into the game. Imagine this. You are not spending money into the game, and you are progressing in the fastest progression that you want, and you can. Whoo! Look at this opening, man. Give me a rating in here, 10 out of 10. Is this a 10 out of 10 opening in here? I don't know, but it seems like a pretty good opening. So we're going to do more opening in here. Kind of got me excited on this one now. This is a pre-recorded one, but it's been a while. A couple days ago when I did this pre-recording. Woo! So indeed, I got a lot of flagships in there as well. See, I've been hoarding. Imagine if you hoarded some of the stuff in here, right? And yeah, you might debate that if I hoard all my items, I won't perform as well on some of the events. But then it's a case-by-case scenario. What do you really want, right? If you really want to perform on other events, then you might have to upgrade much sooner. But if you want to, get the specific flagship like Titan in the Galaxy Star event, then you might want to hoard things up in here, which I thank God I did. I'm so glad I hoarded up. I'm also going to be upgrading a lot of the materials. So, no, not materials, but like a lot of my equipments as well. So for this part, we're just focusing on to upgrading the flagships in here, and you get a whole lot of points. This is just one stage in the Galaxy Summit. You can see I'm even trying to improve my blue ships in here. Absolutely insane. When you're able to do all this, you get a huge benefit. So I'm able to improve my gatherers or my miners. I wish Infinite Galaxy would produce another miners, another miner ships, maybe two more. I don't know. I just think that there should be more miner ships so that we can gather more plasma. Really, even just spending money into the game, plasma is a big issue. It's a big thing. um the Atlas, you see that one? That's a mini Titan there. So I'm also gonna create that actually. Oh, I can click another modify there. Did I miss it? Yep, there we go. Clicking for another modify in there. Not a huge point really. It's not much of a blueprint there, but every single little thing will add up, right? Radamantis adding up in there as well. We've upgraded so many flagships in here, as you guys can see. That's because I've hoarded a lot of the items, and by hoarding all these items, it allowed me to compete at such a high level, right? I could have, actually, some of those I didn't really spend on. Some of them I really just earned throughout majority of the events. It's just been a long time. And also buying the campaign shop, I am now able to improve more of my flagship. So campaign shop plays a major role. You don't need to upgrade your Orion right away. You only really need one flagship. You don't need all the flagships, honestly. So, sorry, not one flagship. You only need really two flagships, because with the Galaxy Summit event, and even if you go to war, you're mainly just using your main flagship. So for my experience, we've only really been using our main flagships. And even for the majority of the events, your main flagship, right? Maybe you have a secondary weak flagship, but really, you don't have to focus on all that many flagships right away. As I've mentioned and given tips before, focus on one at a time. And I've made some mistakes as well because I focused on too many at a time as well. And that's when the Titan upgrading video did happen. So I kind of wish I just focused on Hades, but you know what? At this point, I'm too deep into it, and I've made some mistakes, but I'm just trying to correct some of those mistakes by now focusing on Hades and just trying to get my Hades ranked up as much as I can and get it maxed out so that I'm done with this one flagship and I can work on to the next one. So really, hoarding the other flagship blueprints will give you a much better benefit in the long run. So as you can see, I'm still going to try and purchase Hades in here. At this moment, I'm just like, I am done trying to spread too thin. Whatever AFC I have, I'm just going to put it on Hades so that I can maybe reduce my spending as well in the future coming into investing, right? Because if I'm not doing this, I'm earning my daily AFC as well. And not putting it on Hades is not a good thing in my opinion now. I kind of changed my strategy. Before I'm like, you know what? If I can buy it, I won't put it in there. But I realize is that if I'm doing it that way, it's going to be a lot more in the consumption of my financial capability as well. It might be a little bit too much. So we went to rank 13 Hades in here. And then we're also going to be in the next video, which I'm going to show you guys. We're also going to be upgrading our gear, and I'm going to explain it, why I'm doing such things as well. Because after this Galaxy Summit, my gear has been totally revamped, and once I get my T10, it will change as well. My intergalactic friends, thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time.